I guess I'm the problem. And your meds never do no wrong if I'm so awful.
Recently on social media, Morgan Wallen announced a new tour and that he's in the process of working on a new album, and I'm really, really excited for it. I'm a big Morgan Wallen guy. I've loved his albums, specifically the last two albums have been great. And so here's what I think we can expect for this new album, I'm the Problem. I think in order to kind of predict the sound and direction that Morgan's going for in this next album, we have to take a look back at his previous three albums to really see what we can be looking for. His first album, If I Know Me, is essentially copy and paste of what country music sounded like at the time, right? Wasn't a whole lot of innovation, wasn't a whole lot of new sound to it. It was very Luke Bryan, Florida Georgia Line, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's some hits, and it was definitely a product of its time, but this album is what helped Morgan kind of get into the country music scene, and he wasn't really a superstar. He wasn't separated from everyone else. He was just kind of making a couple hits, and people enjoyed adding him to their playlist. That's kind of where it stopped. After that came Dangerous, the double album, which is amazing. It's one of the only albums of that era with like 50 million songs on it where almost every single song is actually good, right? I know like Chris Brown tried to play the streaming game. Migos did it with Culture 2, just trying to throw as many songs on an album as they can to boost their numbers. And usually that leaves like a track list of a handful of songs you could tell were the good ones for the album, and then you kind of trim it down and you can tell what were the excess songs, the songs that if you're making a normal album would hit the cutting room floor, but not with this album. I actually think that every single song is great. Every single song, I'm sure there's someone that it's their favorite. And what's great about this album is you start to see Morgan Wallen kind of find his footing here, find his sound, what makes him unique with a little bit more of the pop music and hip hop influence over the production on this album, and it's really cool. To me, it's what really makes Morgan Wallen unique and stand out. And we've seen country artists before try and do the pop and the hip hop thing, and it never meshes well, but it feels very natural for Morgan Wallen on this project. And then we come up on Morgan Wallen's most recent project, One Thing at a Time, which when it first came out, I liked it, but I wouldn't say that it was better than Dangerous. But as time has gone on, this thing has aged like fine wine. This project is amazing. It's still in my rotation. Multiple songs I'm still listening to like they're brand new. I think what makes this album so great is because he's leaning full tilt into what makes him unique, what makes him so great. He knows his fan base is a lot younger than the typical country fan, but still there's still some older country fans that like him, and so he's blending this hip-hop production that we hear on songs like 180 The Lifestyle with the typical country sound that a traditional country fan would still like. And it just works really well. It doesn't seem false. It doesn't seem forced. It doesn't seem like a marketing gimmick. It's actually just he's making the kind of music that he likes. It's got clever songwriting. It's just a really great project with great sounding songs. And it pushed him to this superstardom of this guy that can make bangers and party music that whether you're a country fan or you're a hip-hop fan or a pop music fan, you're more than likely going to enjoy. I think Morgan Wallen's the first modern country artist we've seen really successfully group in all of these different demographics and music fans all together with his music. And so, what's next? Where do you go from there? This album was very successful. So many high-charting songs and singles from this project. Like, what do you do from there? How do you top it? What do you do going into this next album, I'm the Problem? How do you take a step up on the success? Well, just like with any project, any album coming out, you can look to the singles to what the artist is kind of going for, what the vibe of this upcoming project is. And so in order to see what direction Morgan Wallen is taking his next album, I'm the Problem, in, let's look to the singles he's released so far. The singles he's released, Lies, 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 Smile, Love Somebody, and I'm the Problem, all have this like much more slower or chill sound to them. And that's almost like what you don't expect, right? Morgan Wallen, he has like songs with Moneybagg Yo, Lil Durk, and he's going crazy with these walkout songs at his concerts.
Whiskey, whiskey, won't you go away? Come again some other day. 'Cause a memory came out to play, and I'm tired of it, tired of it. I don't wanna wonder where she been. Where she at? She was here, now she gone again. Now it's me and all my whiskey friends, and I'm tired of it, tired of it.
Like, he is the party guy. And that's why I love, love, love what he's doing with these new singles. A trap that we see so many artists fall into is they get popular off this one sound, this one style, and then they get stuck. They become stagnant. They keep trying to recreate that success, that same sound that people liked, but you're probably not going to be able to recreate the same sound, the same style, and people still like it because they're just going to prefer to go to your old stuff. All of the best artists, all of the greatest artists always find a way to innovate, to change, to grow, and to evolve their sound. And I think that's what we're seeing with Morgan Wallen based off these singles. He knows that he's at the top of his game. He knows that his last album was full of the bangers, full of the high-hitting songs, the ones that you're going to put on at the party. And he's going for something different. He's flipping expectations completely on their head, and I think it's going to be awesome. He's no longer trying to go for the tempo up here. He's making songs that you can put on in your car at night, that you can just chill to. Maybe something like Love Somebody can go on the boat or the beach. I love that he's doing something different, and I hope I'm right here. Obviously, the album can sound completely different than the singles were, and I could be so wrong, but usually singles are a great indicator of the direction the artist is going in with their upcoming album, and I just hope I'm right here. A slow, chill, relaxing album would be great, and you don't have to completely change it. You just got to stick with what makes people like Morgan Wallen so much, and that's his singing voice and his clever songwriting. You stick with that. The style and the direction you go with that is going to be great, and fans are going to love it regardless. So that's my thoughts on what I think we can expect from Morgan Wallen's next album, I'm the Problem. Let me know. Do you like this direction? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm right and you just wish I was wrong? Just let me know in the comments. Deuce homies.